Nelson Literacy Directions Comprehension explicitly teaches the comprehension strategies and skills that students need to make meaning from text, covering the 9 key text types. The text used today is Let's Get Into Digital Art from Nelson Literacy Directions Comprehension 3 and is suitable for students with a reading age of 7.7 to 7.8.
We're going to do some reading today, everybody. What we're going to be looking at is this text. The text is called Let's Get Into Digital Art. The first thing I'd like you to do is, I want you to have a look at this text, have a quick flip through it and see if you can work out for me, or I want you to predict whether this is a narrative text or a factual text. What do you think? Is it going to be a story or is it going to be something factual? What are you thinking, matey? You think it's going to be a factual text? What gave you the idea that this would be a factual text?
It's giving facts about how to do art.
Good. So it looks as though it's giving us facts about how to do art. Very, very good. The first thing that gave me the clue was that there were photographs. Can you see that there are photographs all the way through it? Yep. The other thing that gave me the idea that this was going to be a factual text was the layout of the text. Can you see the way each paragraph is able to sit aside in a separate box? That gives me the idea that this could well be a factual text.
Once you have set up your literacy lesson in the classroom, it is important to introduce the text to students and determine whether the text is fiction or non-fiction. It is useful to discuss the distinguishing features of the text type and to explore the text to identify any keywords to familiarise students with the topic.
So here's what I want you to know today. This is a type of factual text. The text that you're going to be reading with me today, and you know all about these, is an exposition. This is the text that argues. Remember? This text argues one side of an argument. So looking at this text is all about digital art, but it's not a procedure and it's not an explanation. It's an argument. This text will argue that digital art is really good.
Once the text type has been established, the teacher may take the opportunity to state the purpose and structure of the text type, in this case an exposition, by asking the small group a series of questions.
Could everybody come to the second paragraph? What are the first 2 words in the second paragraph?
The first.
Very good. Turn open the page for me now. Open the card up. Come to the next paragraph. What are the first 2 words in the next paragraph?
The second.
Brilliant. Come to the next paragraph. What does it start with?
The third.
How many arguments do you think the author's put forward so far?
3.
3. Excellent. Let's keep going. Go on through the text again. What are the first 2 words in this paragraph?
4.
Brilliant. Everyone now go to the back of the card. And what does it start with?
As you.
As you. So do you think it's a new argument?
No.
Very good. So tell me this before we start reading. So this text is arguing about digital art. How many arguments do you think the author puts forward? How many arguments do you think that... Good boy. Could you start reading for us? Away you go.
Digital art is an art that is created on a computer from the start to finish.
Good boy.
Lots of great things about digital art.
Good. Who can define what digital art is? What is digital art?
An art that's created like on a computer.
Good. It's art that's created on a computer. Got the idea? So quickly look into here, into the middle spread, just this one here, right? Look at this picture here. You've got 2 pictures here. Who can tell me which one of these would be digital art and which one is not digital art? Yes, matey.
This one is digital art and that one is not.
Very good. What makes this one digital art?
Because at the start of the book it said digital art is based on a computer.
You're a genius. Read us the first argument.
The first great thing about digital art is anybody can do...
Stop where you are. What's the first argument? Why is digital art good? What's the first argument that the author gives us? Yes?
Anybody can do it.
Anybody can do it. Now we're going to get examples of that argument. Keep going, my friend.
All you need is a computer or a tablet. Learning how to create digital art on a computer is easy. Computers programs have simple steps you can follow. You don't need other people to help you do it. That's because you can learn on your own.
Right, so we've got the first. We know this is our first argument. The first argument is that anybody can. Excellent. So what are the examples of that, guys? Have a look at the sentence here, and it says learning to create digital art on a computer is...
Easy.
Good, let's put that down. Let's keep going and find our next example. It's easy because why?
You don't need other people to help you do it.
So can you do it by yourself?
Yes.
Aha, let's put that in.
Because it's easy.
Very good. See, because that's anybody can do it. The example is that it's easy. Then you can do it by yourself. What does our last sentence in the paragraph say?
That's because you can learn on your own.
You can learn on your own. Can you see what we've done so far?
Yes.
Can you see how clear this is now for our understanding?
The teacher pauses at the beginning of a paragraph to establish the author's argument and recognise the examples the writer uses as supporting information. The teacher reinforces the language features used and works on students' fluency and phrasing.
The second great thing about digital art is that you don't need things like pencil, paper, paint and paintbrushes.
Good girl. So tell me, what's the argument? I'm ready to go.
That you don't need like pencils, paper, you don't need stuff that you do on like paper.
Good girl. No, say it for me again. You don't need...
You don't need pencils or paper.
Good. Give me the other examples. They're all there for you.
Paint or paintbrushes.
Good. I wonder what examples they're now going to give. We've now got the argument. I wonder what examples they're now going to give to us. Keep going. Good girl.
All the tools are on the computer or tablet. There are computer
Good girl.
programs that can programs
You got programs correct. Good girl.
can teach you how to use the tool.
I love the way you fixed that up. Good girl.
You will learn to use many new tools.
Excellent. Good girl.
Plus, you'll never get your hands dirty doing detail.
Good. Good problems. Did that make sense? What sort of art are we reading about?
Digital.
Good girl.
And there's no tidying up to do.
You did that incredibly well. Give me the examples, everybody. Our argument was that you don't need pencils, paper, paint or paintbrushes. Now give me the examples. What comes next? Yes.
You won't get your hands dirty.
You won't get your hands dirty. Okay. Very good. What else, everybody? What else do you get? You're not going to get it. What else won't you have to do when you're finished?
You don't have to tidy up.
No tidying up. That's a good one. Anything else? I like this one about you teaching something. It comes in here as well. What is that? What was it?
It teaches you how to use all the tools.
Very good. So, but what teaches you to do that? The computer
Program.
computer programs. Teach. Okay, I've just put computer programs teach. Away you go.
The third great thing about digital art is that it's easy to share.
Stop. What's the argument?
That's easy to share.
Very good. Easy to share. So now we've got three arguments. Anybody can do it. You don't need paper, pencils, paint or paintbrushes, and it is easy to share.
The fourth great thing about digital art is that it lasts a long time.
We just got the argument. What's the argument? You should be able to tell me. Yep.
That it can last a long time.
Very good. So it lasts a long time. Today we read an exposition. The job of the exposition is that it argues. This argues that it's really good. You got it? Now I'm going to turn this over because I want you now to use the text to answer my questions. Got the idea?
After the reading, the teacher recaps the author's arguments. The teacher may refer to the strategy to skill comprehension questions found on the last page of the card. Here, students' literal and inferential knowledge can be checked, as well as their ability to draw conclusions from text, compare and contrast ideas, and respond to visual elements.
Right, here we go. I'm going to turn this over because that's our mind map. But now I want you to use the text. My friend, could you please go to the last argument? Very good. What was the last argument that the author gave us?
You'll never lose your digital art.
You'll never lose it? Or have a look. I think that was an example.
The fourth great thing about digital art is that it lasts a long time.
Very good. So what's the argument?
That it lasts a long time.
Very good. Of all of those arguments, and everybody can have a different answer to this one, which one do you think is the best argument? Which one do you think is the strongest argument that this author puts forward? Yes?
The fourth,
And what is that? Tell me what it is.
that the fourth great thing about digital art is that it lasts for a long time.
Very good. Which argument do you think is the best one?
It is the second one.
Yes?
That you don't need to use pencils, paintbrushes, paint.
Excellent. Well done. Which argument do you think is the strongest argument?
fourth.
Which argument do you think is the strongest?
fourth.
You like the fourth one as well. People, we're going to finish off there now. You've done a brilliant job for me today.